I went into a little company, 3 letters, IBM, and IBM was looking for people who had a scientific background or knowledge base, who could act like an interpreter between the scientific customer and their accounting-oriented salesman to tell the computer story and what a computer did. And I was hired to be one of those interpreters who were called applied science representatives. I realized that I was the one adding value to that equation. And there wasn't a need for 3 parties in the process. There was a need for a salesman who understood both sides of the equation and could communicate with the customer. Went from being a salesman to a sales manager, progressed from 57 to 76 through various jobs. And from there, I was asked to take over an organization called Store Systems. IBM had come up with a UPC scanner, and IBM had been trying to get that going. The basic problem with that, it was hard to communicate a new technology to the retail base. They paid $2,500, $3,000 a piece for a cash register. And IBM came in and said, we've got this new technology that'll be so much more accurate, so much faster, produce great returns for you, and it only costs about $14,000 or $15,000 instead of the $2,500, $3,000. And the retailer said, whoa, I like the technology, but I can't afford to pay that. The way it finally got acceptance, there was a retailer in Rochester, New York, Wegmans. Finally, a 64 chain-wide order occurred. And that order was the point at which everything changed in the industry. Wegmans was respected, they installed it, it worked. They testified to others of the benefits they got out of it. Salesmen from around the country were bringing in orders from Ralph's, Safeway, Kroger, and on and on. I think it was wisdom, farsightedness on their part, and they could see that it was so much easier to use, so much faster, so much more accurate, and the customers liked it. Tagnetics is similar in a way situation to the IBM situation of the late 1960s and 70s. It's a new technology to be introduced to the retailer. It's going to save loads of dollars in the long run. It's going to make customers more comfortable and pleased with the shopping process. If you're an experienced shopper with paper tags, one thing you know, you can't rely on those paper tags. The prices are not always accurate. Why? Because there are 30,000, 35,000 items in a store. Those tags are put up by human beings. What's inherent in that? They make mistakes. And you find out maybe as many as 5% of the tags that are up there have errors on them. When errors come up, it's frustrating to both the retailer and the shopper, and it's expensive. With the tag there that's electronically controlled right at the shelf edge, the process is much more accurate and much more comfortable. I looked at it with the electronic shelf tags and I said, this is going to revolutionize the shopping process. And that's only a piece of the equation. The tag is one piece, and the key to the technology is something called inductive coupling. Think of what else you can do with the electronics at the shelf edge. You can put more than a tag there. You can advertise there. You can manage the entire out-of-stock process there. Tagnetics has its Wegmans now. That organization is called Whole Foods. Whole Foods is a well-known grocery retailer with a fine reputation and a leader in the industry. They have started installing Tagnetics products in their stores. The Southwest region out of Austin, Texas, has installed it in all of their stores, all but one, and the last store is going in shortly. Each new store that they open, they will be installing in it. I believe with Whole Foods, it's the same kind of leader in the industry and respected by their peers in the industry as Wegmans was. And I believe what happened with Wegmans and the IBM point of sale will happen with Whole Foods and the Tagnetics tags and electronics at the shelf edge. It's going to revolutionize the retail industry.